Hello, and welcome to the Student Vision Night, kicking off the 2021-2022 school year. I am so excited to be here. We've had a fantastic summer, right? Fantastic summer. We had a couple of camps happening. We had a middle school camp way back in June, and then we had the first ever high school camp. Did anyone go to high school camp here? Fantastic. Well, I can't leave middle schoolers out. Did anyone go to middle school camp? Yeah, all right. So we had some camps happening, and then we had two mission trips happen at the end of July. One was to Chicago, and one was to Florida as well. So we're coming off a wonderful, beautiful summer, and we're kicking into the school year. Who is already in school? Already in school? Fantastic. Okay, where are my Michigan people at? Who is not in school? Fantastic. Well, Michigan people, it's right around the corner. It is almost here, and there's a bunch of people who are already in school. It's fantastic. They will let you know that it's going to be all right, Michigan people. I don't know why I feel like only Michigan people are over here. Anybody? Hey, perfect. Two Michigan people over there. Fantastic. Well, we're jumping into the school year, which also means that we are jumping into regular weekly gatherings for student ministries, right? Camps and mission trips, that's all part of student ministries, but during the school year, from Labor Day till Memorial Day, we have weekly gatherings as well. We're starting things off with Vision Night, Student Vision Night, right now. And before I go further, let me introduce myself. My name is Riley Vandervoorde, and I'm the director of Granger Student Ministries, and I absolutely love working with students. Absolutely love working with students. Now, I'm kind of talking to the parents here, so students, don't listen right now. Middle school students, it's fantastic to work with middle school students. You know why? Because you never quite know what's going to happen. And you know why I know that? Because they never quite know what's going to happen. And I say that with all love and sincerity. I love working with middle school students. And then high school students, man. What a wonderful, awkward, beautiful, challenging time between freshman year and senior year. And so I love working with high school students because it's such a transitional, important time from the first kind of steps of finding individuality as a high school student. Some of the first steps of maybe freedom of having a driver's license, and the feeling that you can go wherever you want, the perception that you can go wherever you want, but the truth that, no, you can't go wherever you want, but it's awesome to feel like you could go wherever you want if you have a driver's license. And then those last couple years of high school where you're stepping into whatever is beyond for you as a student. And so I absolutely love working with students. I love working with students for all those reasons, and the reasons that when I was the age of a middle school student was kind of the first time for me personally that I decided to take my own steps toward Christ. It was around that time. Now, I grew up in a home that we were going to church regularly, but in that time, 7th, 8th grade was kind of the first moments, the first steps that I was deciding for myself, and then throughout high school, continuing to take steps. And so it was an impactful and important time for me, and so the fact that I get to share that time with students in this area, in this community of which that I grew up, oh my gosh, it's an absolute dream job. Absolute dream job. And so that is a little introduction for me and my heart with working with your students' parents. Now, students, I'm talking to you, all right? So parents, don't listen, all right? Students, I'm talking to you. Students, I love working with you because you are a ton of fun. You're a ton of fun. It's fantastic. Not to say that adults aren't fun, But students, you are awesome. Not only are you fun, but you bring a spice to life, an energy to life that is beautiful. And we believe around here that you students are not the church of a couple years from now when you grow old and you're mature and you're wise. No. You're the church right now. Right now, where you sit currently. And I love that. Because there is so much that you are a part of in right now, and there's so much ahead of you for the future, where you're going. All right? So, from here on, I would like to take some time to introduce you to some of the staff, the Granger Student Ministries staff that I have the joy and privilege to work alongside every single day. You might just think, well, Riley, he only works on Sundays or Wednesdays at the Elkhart campus. No. I'm here during the week too. And these are some of the people that I love working alongside with. I'm going to start off with John Bemis. Now, John Bemis is currently not in the room, so that's why there's a picture of him. That's John Bemis. Yeah, absolutely. Let's give it up for John Bemis. He's fantastic. John, if you're watching, they love you. So that's John Bemis. He's fantastic. He's been on staff here at Granger Community Church for a little over 3.5 years, and he leads worship for our student ministry, right? So he works with the volunteers that make up the worship band for our student ministries and provide and helps create and shape a space where our students are able to connect with God in the way of worship, right? Now, he's not able to be here with us because a very close family member of his is getting married, and so I said, yes, be a part of that. Absolutely, that is wonderful and beautiful, and we will miss you, and we will see you at kickoff. That's what I said to him. He's like, okay, great. So that's John Bemis. The next person that I would like to introduce is actually in the room, and that is Susie Gifford. Is Susie here? Come on up. Oh, this is fantastic. I love the space in between. It's fantastic. Welcome. Hello. This is Susie Gifford.
Hi.
Fantastic. Susie, how long have you been on staff here?
I think it's just shy of 4 months.
4 months.
So I'm pretty fresh.
Woo! What
Yeah.
is that, like May?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Susie, what do you do within student ministries?
I'm still figuring that out. Yeah. But my title is Project and Groups Coordinator. So I think I'll have a big hand in life groups, serving groups, everything that deals with a project.
Yep.
But I'll also be a life group leader myself, and I'll be around. I think I'm going to teach a little bit. So I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, that is awesome. What are you most looking forward to for the school year?
There are so many things I'm looking forward to. One being this is my first go, right? I've only experienced summer camps and mission trips, so this is my first real go at the whole GSM weekly thing.
Yep.
So I'm just super excited to see what God has in store for each and every one of us. I think we all have steps that He wants us to take, and I'm just so excited to discover that, not only for myself, but also all the students in the ministry.
Wonderful. The next person that I would like to introduce is Bailey Bray. Bailey, you can stay back in the booth, but raise your hand. That is Bailey Bray back there. Bailey is a production assistant who does all things production and technology. It is fantastic. These lights are on because she has scheduled a volunteer to make sure that the lights come on. And you can hear me because she turned up the volume on my microphone. And so she is a fantastic person that we have on our student ministry team. She works with a lot of the tech team volunteers throughout the school year. And she's on retreats with us, camps with us, and it's awesome to work alongside Bailey. The next person that I would like to introduce is the pastor of family and missions, Mr. John Keim. Here he is, coming on up. Fantastic. Hello, hello, welcome. Maybe you could borrow Susie's microphone. John, how long have you been here?
Today?
Yeah.
I have been here at this church since 1993 when I myself was a 6th grader. So before any of these students were born.
That is amazing. 1993. I wasn't born yet.
I know.
That is incredible.
Neither was Susie.
And you were a 6th grader.
I was a 6th grader.
And you stepped into the faith community, Granger Community Church.
I sure did.
That's fantastic. And you're here now.
I'm still here.
So
yeah.
What do you do?
So I've been on staff for a little over 17 years and many different things over those years, but always connected and tied to students and families. And so now I get to be the pastor of family mission. And so I get to work with Riley and the whole students team and Jen Harrell and the whole kids team, overseeing what happens in the families and connecting with them, and get to work with Ange Bryant as well with all the amazing stuff she's doing with women's ministry. And so many fun things, and also a whole lot with missions, which there's much more to come on that for our church, which I'm very excited about.
Wonderful. John, what are you looking forward to for this next school year?
Man, so many of the things that you said about what you love about working with students, I do as well. I'm also a life group leader, so last year I had a group of 6th grade guys, so I'm looking forward to another year with them, working with my co-leader, and I just love seeing the difference of intentionality over time. And so over a school year of being here on Sundays and sharing highs and lows and praying together and going to a retreat together and just seeing the difference of what can happen in a year as you take steps together. So I'm looking forward to that with my guys.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. And then the last person that I would like to introduce is Katie McCormick, who is standing right back there. Wonderful. Katie is the administrative assistant to the pastor of family and missions, and she does a ton to help out student ministries, as well as that is under the umbrella of family and missions. And so she was out in the guest services circle, so you probably said hi to her or were greeted in the most kind manner ever that you've ever been greeted today. And that is who Katie is, and she's awesome, and it's great to have her around students as well. All right. That is the staff introductions for this upcoming school year. But now we're going to get into a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun. We are going to play a game. All right. Yeah.
Woo! Game.
Wonderful. Absolutely. We're going to play a game called Survey Says, which is very similar to Family Feud, if you care to watch Family Feud, right? So Survey Says is very similar, and we are going to play Family Edition. All right, this is what we're going to do. We are going to have 2 teams, one team of parents and one team of students. All right, parents versus students. It's going to be fantastic, and it's all about the family. All right, quick little rundown of how this will work. Like I said, if you watch Family Feud, it will sound fairly familiar. We are going to give you a phrase as your host. 2 people will go head to head up here. The first person who thinks they have an answer that is on the board will grab the cup. You will give us your answer, and if it is on the board, you will see it appear on the board. If it's not on the board, you will get a red X. Oh, man, I hate that part.
It's the worst.
It's just not encouraging. I hate that part. I wish it was like, try again. You can do it, right? But it's just like,
That's what we'll say.
It's awful.
That's what we'll say.
That's what we'll say.
Try again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect. And then whoever gets the higher answer on the board, that team, whether the parents or the students, will have an opportunity to either play or pass. If they play, Susie and I will go to each member of the team, and they will have a chance to give their thought as to what they think is going to appear on the board. Again, if they get it right, it will show up. If they get it wrong, you will have a red X.
But try again.
But
it's
we
okay.
will say try again with a smile. It'll be fantastic. And then either the team will get all of the correct answers on the board, or they will get 3 incorrect answers. In the chance that a team gets 3 incorrect answers, then the other team will have the opportunity to steal their points. They have to steal their points by saying one item that is on the board. If they give their suggestion or their guess and it is not on the board, the team that played will get to keep their points. Ooh, man. Who do you think is going to win, parents or students?
It's hard to say.
It is.
I'm gonna
That's a careful answer.
Yeah.
That was a careful. I think parents are going to win. I think parents are going to win hands down.
I'm rooting for students.
You're rooting for students?
Yep, and I'm going to be on this side anyway.
Yep.
So
Transition.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So this is
Segue.
what we need. I need 2 parents of middle school students that would like to give this a chance.
I love the pointing.
Yes, you, sir. Come on up. Come on up,
yes,
sir.
woo!
I need one more. Yes, come on up. Come on up. All right. You two can come on up. Find a spot on the tape there. Okay, I need 2 parents of high school students. Yes, ma'am. Come on up. Come on up. Sir, come on up. Come on up. Fantastic. All right, Susie, find our students team.
All right, I need 2 middle school students. Okay. You in the Dunder Mifflin shirt. And you jumping up and down. Sorry, I'm still learning names. Bear with me. You guys can stand over here on a line. And then I need 2 high schoolers. 2 high schoolers. Okay. You pointing. Yes, you. Yes, you. And you in the purple shirt.
All right. We've got the parents team over here. Welcome. Congratulations on being up here. It is fantastic. Yeah. And we have the students team up here. There we go. All right. Let's have our first 2 contestants come on up. Stand right at the table. I will... Yeah, maybe one hand behind the back. We'll be official. Perfect. First one to grab the cup will be able to answer. Yes. You got 3 seconds to answer. Name something a younger brother wants to do just like his older brother. Yes?
Play sports.
Play sports. Survey says play sports.
Well done,
Gabe,
parents.
Gabe, you do have a chance to get the higher answer.
Go to school.
Go to school. Survey says,
It's okay,
would you
try
like
again.
to play
It's
or
okay.
pass? All right, the parents decide to play. All right, and your name is?
Allison.
Allison, thank you for playing. And your name is, sir?
Aaron.
Aaron, welcome. I'm starting with you, okay? Name something a younger brother wants to do just like his older brother.
Stay up late for bedtime.
Stay up late. Survey says stay up late. Well done. And your name?
Darcy.
Darcy, welcome to Survey Says. Name something a younger brother wants to do just like his older brother.
Get good grades or better grades?
Good grades or better grades? Ooh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Sir,
try
your
again.
name?
Eric.
Eric, welcome to Survey Says. Name something a younger brother wants to do just like his older brother.
Play video games.
Play video games. Survey says. Oh, all right. Back to you, Allison. Name something a younger brother wants to do just like his older brother.
Drive?
Drive. Correct. Correct. Moving on to Aaron. Name something a younger brother wants to do just like his older brother.
Go to camp.
Go to camp. Survey says. Oh, which means, students, you have the
All
chance to
right.
steal.
All right. They get to discuss, right?
You can discuss.
You can discuss amongst yourselves. I'll give you like an amount of seconds. All right. Do you have an answer? Okay.
Talk back.
Ooh, talk back.
Survey says.
No!
Oh!
Parents, you get the points. Wonderful. Can we see some of the other answers up there? Maybe? Oh. All right, we had the first and the second one. Oh, talk. Interesting. Stay up late, we had that one. Shave. Date. Dress. Play sports and drive. All right, that was a total of 57 points for the parents. Congratulations.
All right, next contestant, second in line. All right. Are you ready? All right, name something that might be lying on a teenager's floor. Survey says. All right.
Would you like to play or pass? All right, you want to play. All right, Darcy, we are starting with you. Name something that might be lying on a teenager's floor.
Food.
Food, survey says. Well done. All right, Eric, name something that might be lying on a teenager's floor.
Homework.
Homework, survey says. Oh, I thought that would be a good one. All right, Allison, name something that might be lying on a teenager's floor.
Dirty plates?
Dirty plates. Oh, close. All right, you have one chance left, Aaron. Name something that might be lying on a teenager's floor.
Phone or computer.
Phone/computer. Survey says. Oh!
All right, students, do you want to discuss or do you got it? All right. Name something that might be lying on a teenager's floor.
Pillows.
Pillows.
Oh! All right, parents get 39 plus 12 points. How many points is that? 51 on top of your 57 points. Congratulations. Let's see
Well done,
number
parents.
7. Let's see number 7. Trash. CDs, DVDs. Interesting.
So true.
There's
Just
a
little
lot of
outdated.
head shaking there. I'm sorry. Yep. Magazines. Books. Books. Shoes. All right. All right. Let's get the third contestant up. Chase, come on up.
Yep. You're up.
All right. Here we go. Name something parents tell their kids not to waste. Whoa! To the students.
Don't waste their food.
Don't waste food. There you go. You got the top answer, sir. Would you like to play or pass? They
Playing.
are playing.
Yes. All right, because I haven't got your names yet, can you say your name for me?
Mine's Gabe.
Avery.
Chase.
Layla.
All right, just wanted to make sure we met all of our students. That's important. Names are important. All right, it's you. Name something, name something parents tell their kids not to waste.
Time.
Time. Woo! Well done. All right, it's back to Gabe. Name something parents tell their kids not to waste.
Money.
Money. Right. Avery, name something parents tell their kids not to waste.
I don't know.
Do, 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 do.
Water.
Water.
Hey, it's on the board.
Great. All right. Name something parents tell their kids not to waste.
Don't waste electricity.
Wow! Parents, they are listening. Your students are listening. Let this be a testimony. Your students are listening.
All right, Layla. Name something parents tell their kids not to waste.
Future.
Their future.
Oh, your future. Oh! Oh! Someone add that up. How many points is that? Oh my goodness. Way to go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Really
so proud.
well done.
I'm so proud.
That was so good.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so proud of my
All
team.
right, let's have the next contestants up.
All right, Layla, you're up.
Here we go. Name something around the house that, am I reading the right one? Yes. Oh, I'm panicked. That family members use the last of and don't replace. Students.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper, number one. Would you like to play or pass? They want to play.
All right. Gabe, you're up. Name something around the house that family members use the last of and don't replace.
Food.
It's okay. You'll have another opportunity. All right. I'm not going to read it every time. But
Soap.
soap. Name something around the house that family members use the last of and don't replace.
Food.
Oh no. Second X.
Okay, we'll practice our listening skills. Name something around the house that family members use the last of and don't replace.
Toothpaste.
Toothpaste? On the board. So we're back to Gabe. Name something around the house that family members use the last of and don't replace.
Drinks.
Drinks.
Milk.
Thank you. That was generous. All right, Avery, you're up. You want me to read the statement so you have time to think? Name something around the house that family members use the last of and don't replace. She's thinking. Give you like 5 seconds. Think quick. Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Oh, that was a good guess. You have just one answer to get a fair amount of points on the board. So, have you thought about it? Have you talked about it? I can give you about 10 seconds unless you got an answer.
Paper towel.
Paper towel. Oh! Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What is it? What was it? Oh! You were so close. You were so close. Oh my goodness. That is fantastic. Do we have a total of a score? Did anyone do that? What? Students won. Students won. Congratulations. I knew it. I was cheering for them. I knew they were going to win. Way to go, students. Way to go. You all may take a seat. Thank you so much for playing along.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you so much. Way to go. Way to go. All right. Thank you so much. At this time, I want to let you know, we like to play games. We like to have fun. That is one way that we can get at having fun within GSM. But for now, I'd like to transition and welcome to the stage to kind of lay out the overall vision for 6th through 12th grade for us at Granger Student Ministries, Mr. John Keim.
All righty. So, what is GSM, Granger Student Ministries? What is it all about? What is this stuff about? What's Vision Night, camps, mission trips, weekly gatherings, life groups, serving groups? What is all of it about? It's about helping students take their next steps toward Christ together. It's the mission of this church. And we really believe that students are a part of this church. We don't want students to exist in some little bubble to the side for their student years, but really to exist as part of this church, as part of the church today. And so that's why the mission of GSM is completely aligned with the mission of this church, just with the one-word swap out from people to students. Everything in GSM is focused on this 7-year range from 6th through 12th grade to help students. So if you ever wonder what it's all about, why we do all this stuff, that is literally why. When we plan retreats, when we talk about curriculum that we go throughout the school year, we talk about how we're going to structure our life groups, we talk about all of this stuff, that is at the core. That everything we do here is about helping students take their next steps toward Christ together. And you might think, really? Like a silly game? Like that doesn't seem like faith foundational. I'll tell you what, you learn to feel safe in a place, you have some fun, you laugh a little bit, you feel comfortable, you're in a different place, you're ready to talk. The posture and the temperature in this room alone, as that game unfolded, changed. Everyone relaxed a little bit. Everyone was laughing. Everyone was connecting. People started cheering from the back row. We engaged. We connected in. And so even fun stuff like that, we believe is part of the faith journey. Because we believe that this summer we had a whole series about the theology of fun, that following Jesus is fun. And I remember back in 1994 when I first went to middle school camp, I learned that following Jesus is actually an adventure. And for the last, how many ever years it's been since 94? I'm not back in school right now either. Michigan, I'm with you. It has been an adventure. Following Jesus all these years has been an incredible adventure. So everything that happens at GSM is to that aim, to that goal, to help you students take your next step, wherever you're at in your faith journey. If you're still figuring this thing out, if you've been following Jesus for years, if you just got baptized and you're just kind of starting to witness and share what your faith's about, wherever you're at in the journey, GSM is about that, about helping you take your next step and to do it together. It's not just you, but there's room for you and for your friends and for your teammates, for your siblings. There's room for all of us to take our steps toward Christ together. And years ago, quite a few years ago, and I've been involved in student ministry for 17 years here, and years ago, I started thinking about, actually God kind of put it on my heart, John, what are you praying for these students? What are you really hoping? What do you want for them? If a parent is going to bring their student from 6th grade through 12th grade, and they're going to bring them on Sundays or Wednesdays faithfully and drop them off. They're going to sign them up for the retreats, and they're going to get them to camp, and they're going to, help them get their support raised so they can go on a mission trip. If they do all of that, what are you really praying is going to be different on the other side of this? And as I reflect on that question years ago and thought about that and prayed with God, there's 3 big prayers that I've had for students all these years, and I have it for our kids, our little kids as well. The first prayer that I have, and this is students, parents, you guys all get to listen to this. Students, this is my prayer for you guys. And parents, this is my prayer for your students as you entrust them to GSM. That students in these years, they've come to know and step into a relationship with Jesus Christ. That throughout this time together, whether it be at a camp or on a Sunday gathering or in a conversation at Taco Bell after GSM some night, Students get that joke. Riley and I talk a lot about Taco Bell. We have a shared love of it. It's fantastic. Side note, I actually had a little bit today. It's great. But through this journey, wherever it may happen, students will come to know who Jesus is. And not just know about him, but actually know him, to meet Jesus and to enter into a relationship with him. That's my number one prayer for students in these student years. And the second prayer then is that GSM would come alongside students, come alongside their families and parents, so that students would not just survive these years, but truly thrive. Listen, middle school, high school, these are hard years. Students, you know what I'm talking about. Like there's hard stuff you're facing, you're walking through. And sometimes it just feels like enough just to hold your head above water, just to keep breathing to the next day, just to keep pressing on forward, to make it to the next weekend, because student years can be hard. And yeah, we want to enter into the difficult stuff with you, with your families, and help you survive through some of the craziness in the world today and the tough things you face in adolescence. But not just that, we want you to thrive. We don't want you to just like survive and make it through these teenage years. We want you to thrive in them. Jesus says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full, an abundant life. And that doesn't start when you're 20 or 40. That starts as soon as you start following Jesus. You are welcomed into that abundant life. And so we want to help students experience that and live into that. And the third thing that I pray for our students is that by the time that they're done and they're run with us, they've run through Granger Kids, they've run through GSM, Granger Student Ministries, they would truly fall in love with and believe in the local church, the bride of Christ. They would understand what this community is meant to be about, not just here at Granger Community Church, but what the church is meant to be. Because if students get that, if they understand that, if they believe in that, if they know they need peers around them, if they know they need friends around them, if they know they need to gather weekly and worship, if they know they need to be in a place where others can teach them about the scriptures and what God would say about their lives, if they know in that and they believe in that, they can go anywhere and seek out a local church. And I have the utmost confidence that they'll be good, because Jesus goes with them, and they're connected to the local body, to the church. And I've seen this over all my years. I have seen students launch out all over the country. Actually, international too. I had a student who ended up in Canada. And yes, the church is in Canada too. God is moving all over the world. And if students can grow up and not just, oh, I love my time in GSM, and then they graduate and they move out of the church, that's not what this is about. Yeah, we want you to love GSM, have a great time in this, but we want you to understand and believe in what God has called the local church to be, so you can launch off into college, into the military, in the workforce, wherever it is, and you can find a local church. And if you stay in the community, great. Stay plugged in, stay connected with us, but as you launch out, we want that for your lives. So that's been my prayer for your students, for my students. They would come to know who Jesus is and to walk into a relationship with him, that they would not just survive, but thrive during these student years. And that at the end of these student years, they would truly believe in the local church and make it a priority in their lives. And it's been a blessing in my life to take part of that, to pour into students, to pour into others, and to see that play out over these years, to see sixth graders get all the way through and graduate and launch off into college and beyond. And one of those middle schoolers that I had a joy of watching grow up and start to take steps into leadership and beyond is who's coming up next, Mr. Riley Vandervoorty, who was a middle school student when I first met him. And boy, oh boy, I've got stories I could share, which I always joke about that and I give him a hard time. But honestly, the stories I would tell would be about a young man chasing after Jesus, a young man who surrounded himself with peers who wanted to do the same, a young man who faced the difficulties of those teenage years and found a way to thrive as he followed Jesus and chased after Jesus with everything he has. And so it has been a joy and a privilege for all these years to stay connected and do ministry now. And Riley's going to tell you more about specifically how that stuff's going to play out this year and what you need to know about.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, John. Students matter. I hope that is clear, because I know that you all in this room feel that. You're here to hear a little bit more of what this school year will look like for your student. Students, you're here to to hear a little bit of what's coming in front of you. Students matter. And everything that John has communicated and said is felt and believed by student ministry staff and the adult volunteers that help and serve within the ministry as well. And so before I get into a little bit of what to expect for this school year and all of that fun, I'd like to take a moment and just invite, if there are any adult volunteers who have served within GSM over the past couple of years or is taking steps into serving this school year, would you be so kind to just stand on up if you're able, and so that we can see who, oh yes, wonderful. Absolutely. Thank you so much for all that you do within student ministries, as you are saying yes to being present in the students' lives. It is absolutely, I love it. And I'm so thankful for all of you that were just standing. Because students matter, that is why there is a focused and intentional student ministry here at Granger Community Church. It would be kind of crazy to say, well, yeah, students matter. Students are the church of today, and then not have really anything that was intentionally for students where they were at in their development, in their life. Right? And so I just kind of want to lay out what, like I said, where this school year is going. And I want to start with the three ways that we meet within Granger Student Ministries. And then I want to talk about some of the topics that your students you will have the opportunity to discuss throughout the year. And then I want to dive into what does it look like to actually take next steps within the ministry as a student? What does that look like? Right? So first, the three ways that we meet, the first way is in the form of a weekly gathering. That's one of the ways that we meet as a student ministry. Between Labor Day and Memorial Day, a weekly gathering. Whether that's a Sunday night here at the Granger campus for middle school students from 3:30 to 5:30, or at 6:30 to 7:30 for high school students with high school life groups afterwards. It's a weekly gathering that we have. And then the Elkhart campus student ministry meets on Wednesday nights. And it's a beautiful space, a beautiful time. That is one way that we gather is in a weekly gathering. It's large group together. And some of the things that students you can expect would be, like I said multiple times, we're going to play some games. We're going to have fun. Some games will be everybody in the room playing together, like a would you rather, where you move to one side of the room or the other. Would you rather eat Taco Bell every single day or not? Oh, I would rather. You move to one side of the room. It could be a large group game. It might be a game played within small groups as you're working with your life group to take on a challenge together. Some games might be up front on stage, where a student might have the opportunity to share a gift that they have because they're the regional cornhole champion, and we would never know that unless there was a cornhole game, right? So we're going to play some games. We're going to have fun. The other thing that students you can expect is a form of worship. More often than not, it's going to be live music, which is just an excellent way to help give us words for something that we might not know how to say to God. And there's something beautiful about a community together, singing words together as well. But there will be space for worship through different, maybe prayer practices, opportunities to try connection through writing or journaling in that space. Be different experiences. You can expect within a weekly gathering to hear a message of truth. Hear a message of hope that is founded and grounded in God's word. As we are taking steps toward Christ and encouraging others to take steps toward Christ, as we do that together. You can expect in a weekly gathering to have time with your life group, which would be a group of 8 to 10 students that is largely based on friendship and relationship. To be able to have space to share about your week, the things that were really great that happened, that you want to share with someone. And also a space to say, you know what, this week wasn't that great. And to have your peers and leaders be there to lift you up and encourage you to continue on. Space within life groups to discuss and talk about what was discussed in the message and take steps towards applying it to students where you are at. Also, it's a space to maybe realize, oh, I'm not the only one with those questions. I'm not the only one that has felt that way or that has navigated this. And within that community and connection, there is incredible opportunity for growth. Growth in your faith, growth in your relationship with Jesus. So those are some of the things that students, you can expect from a weekly gathering. Another way that we'll meet throughout the school year would be in the form of events. We have 2 major events that take place during the school year. One for middle school, and it's happening in October, and it's our Renewal Middle School Retreat. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And then high school students, you have an event in February called the High School Winter Retreat. And both of these events are opportunities to take steps towards Christ and to get away, maybe, from what's happening around. To just take a weekend and get away from the stress of school, the anxiety of what is coming up in a season in front of you. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we've got events like camps that take place in the summer and mission trips that happen later in the summer. And oftentimes, the volunteers that serve in the weekly gathering are also a part of these events, these retreats and camps and mission trips. And so there's continued opportunity for relational growth and growth in faith as well. So that's the second way that we would meet within events. The third way that we meet is with groups. We've got life groups within Granger Student Ministries. We've got serving groups within Granger Student Ministries. Teams of students that are gathering during a service to help serve their peers and others that are participating in the service. Opportunities to join a serving group with guest services, or the tech team, or the worship team. I'll share a little bit more about opportunities and next steps with that in a few moments. But again, those serving groups will have leaders within those groups that will help students connect. And then learning groups are available as well, like core classes, which are 6th grade on up. An incredible opportunity to be in a space, in a smaller circle, and learn. Right? And so, if you've been around Granger Community Church for the past few months or to a year, you might think, Riley, that sounds familiar. Meeting in weekly gatherings? Meeting in events? Meeting in groups? That's like, doesn't the rest of the church do that? Yes, and it's intentional. Because like John said, we don't want to be doing our own thing. We don't want it to be just, oh, well, yeah, students are just kind of in the corner somewhere, I think. I think they are, right? No, it's incredibly intentional that, like what is happening in the rest of the church, we have that for students, which is an age-appropriate environment as well. Right? So it's intentionally the same as what's happening in the overall church as well. Now I want to share a little bit of what we will be diving into with some of the topics that we'll be discussing. We use an incredible curriculum that is, it's wonderful. It's beautifully made. And this year we are thinking about and diving into the concept that with Jesus, everything's different. With Jesus, everything's different. That is the big umbrella for the entire school year. When we live with a lens of looking through Jesus, everything is different. As we realize that oftentimes with a lot of the topics that we will be talking about, there is already a current narrative. There's already a story, students, that you are hearing about some of the topics that we'll touch on. There is already a story or voices that you are hearing and are aware of that might be outside of the church talking about this topic. There's a current narrative. And while there is a current narrative, we also understand that there is a Jesus-centered narrative. What does it look like to look at this topic or this story with a Jesus-centered perspective? Because with Jesus, everything is different. And so some of the topics that we will be talking about, we'll be talking about change. Because change happens. Whether it's moving on to the next school year, whether it's moving from one apartment to a different apartment, whether it's the schedule just changed. I thought I could plan on this, but it's different now. We'll be talking about change and what does that look like? We'll be discussing money for a weekend. And what that looks like, a current narrative maybe for money might be store up as much as you can. Store up as much as you can. Work hard for as much money as you can and hold on to it. Store it up. Where maybe a Jesus-centered narrative might sound like this. Do not store up treasures on earth where moths and rust destroy, but store up treasures in heaven. Another topic we'll be discussing is body image. I think it's a topic that certainly already has a current narrative. And so we'll take time to explore, what does a Jesus-centered narrative look like when it comes to body image? We'll be talking about prayer. A current narrative for prayer might be, prayer is kind of weird. Don't you just like talk and like hope that someone out there is like listening? Where a Jesus-centered narrative for prayer might be, prayer is vital to our connection with the Father. And it can be done throughout the day. We'll be talking about a growing faith. We'll be talking about caring for creation. What does that look like? What are the current narratives and Jesus-centered narratives? We'll be talking about resiliency. We'll be talking about and sharing and celebrating the Easter story when that time comes. We'll be talking about forgiveness. We'll be talking about identity purpose, and belonging. And if you were with us for any of the Kickstart classes, that was the transition from 8th grade to freshman year this summer, you might be thinking like, oh, we talked about that. I know about identity, purpose, and belonging. I'm aware. And that's fantastic. But a current narrative for identity might be, I am what others expect me to be. Or I am what my image is. Where a Jesus-centered narrative might be, I am enough because of Jesus. Current narrative for purpose might be, I make a difference when I help others. Or when I just follow the script. Where a Jesus-centered narrative for purpose might be, I'm invited into God's story. So what does that look like? A current narrative for belonging might be, I fit wherever I feel safe to be me. Or where I feel like I'm needed. Where a Jesus-centered narrative might be, I belong with God's people. The church family. And so that is just a quick taste of some of the areas that students, you will have the opportunity to ask questions about. And parents, that your students will have the opportunity to discuss. And throughout the year, I'll challenge you to continue that discussion with them throughout the week. So it extends outside of a weekly gathering. I'm very much looking forward to diving into these topics, wrestling down current narratives, and searching and exploring what a Jesus-centered narrative is for each of these. Now, within the weekly gatherings, there's tremendous opportunity for students to plug into serving groups. To be able to think about what talents, skills do I have that are just natural to me. They're like, I don't even have to try. I've got these talents that I've got. Opportunity to jump into a serving group that will actually be able to help take those skills and talents and to serve others with them, to serve the church with them. Some of the opportunities for students is to serve on the guest services team, to be a smile and a high five when your peers are walking into the building. To actually be able to help new students who might feel nervous because it's their first time. Being at Granger Student Ministries, being able to help students get signed in and feel comfortable. Students, that's an opportunity for you. And to join the team. Opportunity to audition for the worship band. To be a part of the volunteer team that John Bemis is heading up, and opportunity to continue to take steps in learning what it means to lead others in live worship. Right? Being a part of the experience that helps students to connect God through singing and playing music. Students, there's an opportunity within the tech team. Right now, currently, we've got 3 students that are helping out in the booth. We've got 2 students on cameras that are crushing it. And then we got 1 student that's making sure the screens look right. And so there are different roles within the tech team. You might be thinking, Riley, I have no idea about the tech team. I don't know. Well, that's okay. We've got some leaders that would love to coach you and train you so that you can be a part of this serving group. We've got a setup team that helps transform this space into a space for students. And the space at the Elkhart campus into a space for students. Rolling out the ping pong table, the carpet ball, the video games. Making sure that there's like board games out on the tables out there. rolling in some tables for middle school so that groups can sit at tables and actually look at one another, right? A team that helps prepare the space so that other students can enter into a distraction-free environment and hear potential next steps towards Christ. That's a team, a serving group that is possible. A prayer team, a team to be praying about prayer requests that come in from other students. A team to take some time before some services to pray for the students that will be in the room. That's an opportunity, a team to join. A host team. Students, maybe you're sitting there right now, and you have been since we started thinking, I bet I could be pretty good with a microphone. I bet I could lead a game or two. I would love that. I think that would be fantastic. So there's an opportunity to be on the hosting team. And the photography team, a team of students to help capture photos of weekly gatherings. There is opportunity, and the beautiful thing about each of these teams is it's just a step towards connection with other students. It is a step towards building new relationships and friendships. That's what serving groups is really all about, and the opportunities that are there. And here's the thing. You might be sitting here thinking, Riley, I would love to do those, but have you ever thought of this team? This serving group? Fill in the blank. It might be I don't know, I'm trying to come up with something off the top of my head right now. I can't remember it. Maybe it's a cue card team. Because the students are like, Riley, you always forget where you're at. So maybe, can we just have a team of students that just sit down here with cue cards? It just kind of like, it's like, yeah, let's give it a try. That'd be awesome. Right? Who knows? Who knows what you can do and dream up? Right? As we close up this time, we've got some Urban Swirl out there on the tables, which I can see it, and I've been able to see it for the past 20 minutes. So if you're like, why does he keep looking up, and why is he drooling? That is why. That is why. But as we wrap up this time, I want to be clear with some next steps. Some of these next steps will be for parents and parents only. And some of these next steps will be for students and parents and students. Okay? So if you're a note taker, this would be a wonderful time. And at the same time, every single thing that I mentioned will be on the website on the student page. Go to events and you'll be able to find student events there. First thing is, if you want to follow along with us throughout the school year, hear about what we're talking about, diving into that, we have a Instagram page, Granger Students, and then the grangerstudents.elkhart for the Elkhart campus. We also have a Granger Student Ministries Facebook page that is used to help post updates when things are coming up. We also have a YouTube channel. We are streaming live right now, broadcasting to the world. It's fantastic. And we will do so every Sunday night. So if you're thinking, yeah, Riley, this would be fantastic, but you know, I'm pretty good at soccer. I got a lot of soccer tournaments. Well, you can always catch up, right? Or watch as you're driving back into town. It's fantastic. So we have a YouTube channel, Granger Student Ministries. You can follow along there as well. The next step is core classes. Core classes is an opportunity to be sitting at a table, diving into incredible conversation of what it looks like to follow Jesus. And like I said earlier, 6th grade on up, you're invited to this. So families, maybe you go through this together. Or maybe you're like, no, students, you go. It'll be great. Tell me what you learned. Core 101 is kicking off tomorrow night. It's happening tomorrow night. It is on the website. Next thing after that is Granger Student Ministries kickoff, official kickoff. This is just Vision Night. That is kickoff. September 12th is a Sunday. That will be taking place here. And then September 15th is a Wednesday at the Elkhart campus. And that's when we officially kick off our weekly gatherings for the school year. So that's the start of it all. All right? We'll be playing some games. There will be some giveaways. It'll be a wonderful time. It'll be a wonderful time. High school students, this is for you. Okay, high school students. We're going to throw up a QR code, if we've got it. This is to register for life groups. We're giving you an opportunity to get ahead of the game, high school students. If you would like to register to be a part of a life group, go ahead, scan this, fill in the information, enjoy the GIF that's at the bottom of it. Now you're like, oh, I wasn't going to do it, but now I kind of want to see what the GIF is. All right? That's for high school students only, to get ahead on registering for life groups. Also for high school students, Leadership Boot Camp is happening again this fall semester. Leadership Boot Camp. It is a semester-long experience and class to dive into leadership. What does it look like to lead within the church? What does it look like to use the skills and talents that I have to actually help lead others? What does servant leadership look like? It'll be an opportunity to see a little behind the scenes of some of the roles that make up Granger Student Ministries, as well as learning a little bit about yourself and how you're a leader, how God has wired you to lead. More information about that will be released through kickoff in the first couple of weeks. Application will be available as well. Next one. I told you there's a lot. We're still going. September 21st. September 21st is a kickoff for the B Women's Bible Study for high school on up. B Women's Bible Study for high school on up. Come and gather with other women to deepen your understanding of the Bible and prayer on the third Thursday of the month. You can choose from either a morning or an evening gathering, which for high school students, I would imagine is probably going to be the evening one, because you should be in school. The B Women's Bible Study for high school students on up. The next one, October 3rd. I'm trying to go in order here, and I think I'm crushing it so far. October 3rd is after September 21st. October 3rd is actually going to be life group launch. So you might be thinking, wait, Riley, kickoff is the 12th. What happens from the 12th to the 3rd? Well, for middle school and high school, we're gathering all of the information we need to make sure that these groups are spectacular. So the first couple of weeks, there won't be life groups, but we will fill it with some fun. But I promise, October 3rd, you will be in life groups. And parents, we will actually be inviting you again to be in that space and actually meet your student's life group leader. To introduce yourself, get to know them. That's October 3rd. October 9th is the next For Michiana. It's a Saturday opportunity to join the rest of the church and serve our community of Michiana. As we get closer to that date, information will be on the website. And then this is the last one. You are doing so well. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. The last one is October 22nd to the 24th is the middle school retreat, otherwise known as renewal. All right? So mark that on your calendars. That is coming up. We will send out updates to let you know when registration is live on the website for that. But I wanted to give you the date. What? We are almost 2 months ahead. That's like the most I've ever been ahead on anything. I promise. 2 months. Thank you. Thank you. That was all students. Only students were clapping. They're like, way to go, Riley. You're learning. Awesome. October 2nd is the middle school renewal retreat. All right? thank you so much for taking this time tonight to be in this space to learn a little bit more of where we are going as a student ministry within Granger Community Church over the next school year. I am so excited for this run ahead, to be in this space with students and leaders as I get to just watch students take their next steps towards Christ. I'm so excited. I'd like to pray for us, and then you are dismissed to Urban Swirl. Not the restaurant. It's right out there. Right out there is Urban Swirl. Feel free to grab one on your way out. If you'd like to hang out in the atrium and mingle for a little bit, go for it. All right? You have my blessing. All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this evening. This evening that we could gather together as families to encourage our students towards this next school year, to be able to have fun with the game. Father, I pray that as these students have already started school or are nearing school, that they would be looking for opportunity to share you with the people around them, with their friends, with their family, whoever it may be. Father, I thank you for the volunteers that have said yes to serving this school year, to be consistent and pour into your children. Father, we love you and we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the Urban Swirl.
I was missing you. I was looking for a reason, but couldn't find the truth. Never knew it could be different. Then I ran into you. You make falling feel like flying. I'm tripping into you. Even when I was broken and hopeless, you walked in and things changed. I realized you're all that I want. You say the word and I follow. I won't let anything get in my way. Nothing, no, nothing can stop me. 'Cause I'm better with you. You say the word and I follow. I won't let anything get in my way. Nothing, no, nothing can stop me. 'Cause I'm better with you. Now I'm seeing all the colors. You open up my eyes. You did it in a moment. My darkness in a light. You give me purpose. I'm chosen. Without you, I'm